What's the worst thing that you did on the first day of a new job?
Oh, that's a good question.
First day, that's pretty
First
limiting.
day or first week. All right. Or a new job. Let me broaden it just a little bit. What's the worst thing you did at a new job? Did you break something? Did you cause like tens of thousands in damage? What is like something really bad that you did like first day, first week, new on a job? What did you really F up? All right.
I thought of one.
What something you did?
My wife.
Oh, hold on. That thought.
My God.
Let me give out the number. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. What's the worst thing you did at a new job? Did you really just screw something up? Or maybe you've got a story that you didn't do it, but maybe you witnessed somebody do something really messed up.
Oh.
Hey, Mr. George, how much you pay for the new guy? Mr. George.
Too much.
Mr. George, $20, that's too much, Mr. George.
He's no good.
Remember, we were the first radio show in the country to get that guy on, that the whole Mr. George guy, a year ago, whatever it was. All right, let's go to phones on this. Worst first day, first week, new on the job story. What happened? 800-990-1047. That gets you on. 800-990-1047. While Andrew's screening, what happened with your wife?
All right. This is several years ago now, but
Yeah.
she got a job at a bank. She used to work at a bank. She thought she wanted to do something new, so she got a job at a bank. Whatever the bank it was, it's not around anymore. And the first day they had some, like a test or some reading material or some education, so they put her in an office.
So job training.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly what you'd expect.
Right.
On the first day of a job. They put her in an office, one of those glass door offices at a bank where you meet with the banking advisor. And she's in there by herself, and she's doing whatever task they had for her.
Right.
And she's kind of just, shaking her knee. Just shaking her knee.
Okay.
Just sitting there behind the desk and wiggling her knee back and forth.
Okay.
Right on the buzzer that alerts police for a bank robbery.
Oh, my gosh.
I think you've told this story before.
So she's just sitting there.
She tripped the silent alarm at the bank.
So nobody else at the bank knew this was going on because it's silent. And cop cars just surround the
Come
bank.
on, what bank was it? What do you mean the bank's
It wasn't like Region. It was AmSouth.
So AmSouth then became something else?
I think it's Bank of America now.
Who knows?
Yeah.
All the bank consolidation. I can't keep track.
I think it was AmSouth Bank at the time. I mean, this was several years ago.
Right.
And the silent alarm guy tripped, and they couldn't figure out how they did it. And eventually, the branch manager peeks into the room and he goes, excuse me, new girl, did you trip the silent alarm? And she's like, no. And then she looks under the desk, and there it
It's
was.
all pushed in or something?
Yep.
All right, 7:50 at the MJ Morning Show. Phones are loaded on this. Amy in Clearwater, you just heard the FedEx driver smashing mailboxes in my neighborhood and then driving off. Amy, do you have a story to tell us? Amy Clearwater, go ahead.
I do. Good morning, guys.
Morning.
How are you?
Welcome,
please.
Hi.
I just got to work, and I work for the post office. I called you guys last week, too. Listen.
Yeah.
So, my, third week at the post office. I've been 8 years now, so
Right.
It's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
I was delivering down a side street, and I got in front of a couple of big garbage cans. I'm like, okay, I need to do a 3-point turn. So I did my 3-point turn that they teach you, and I went a little bit too far forward, and I busted a freaking water main in front of a preschool.
In front of a what? In front of a preschool?
Yeah, there was the little, the little water mains that are above maybe a foot above the ground. And I busted that, and it was a freaking geyser, MJ.
Oh, my gosh.
It scared the crap out of me.
How long before they were able to turn the water off?
It took some time. And,
Did you remain at the scene, or did you flee like the FedEx ground guy?
No, I was so scared I was going to lose my job. I stayed there. And when the postmaster came out and my supervisor came out, and I was just bawling like a baby because I thought I was going to lose my job.
Well, it's
You know-
it's a government job. You could have murdered the supervisor. You still have your job.
Probably got a promotion.
I know. But the lady at the preschool, like I ran in the preschool and I'm like, I really need some help.
Right.
So I'm not sure if you have control over this. And she came out and was like, oh, wow, that's kind of bad. I'm like, you think? So she took like a watering jug
Right.
and she got water and started watering her plants. She's
Oh,
like,
my-
might as well not let it
Might
go
as well
away.
use the water. Thank you, Amy. Have a great weekend. Hey, if you didn't see the video, check out the picture of the smash mailboxes of the FedEx guy in my neighborhood mowing over these brand new mailboxes. And then you'll see the first is the still image. And then last night I posted the actual surveillance video from the neighbor's cameras. And you can see the FedEx guy just blow right over the mailbox, just bashing him to bits.
All right, FedEx
So-
employees are calling in now.
Yeah, I see that. We're going to go to a FedEx worker next. So the video and the picture and video are on my Instagram right now, Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio. And while you're there, give me a follow. If you don't, Anonymous is in Pasco, who apparently is a FedEx worker. Hey, Anonymous, welcome.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing fine.
Listen, I've been working for them for 20 years, and I'm not defending the guy, but these trucks are pretty shitty out there because
Yeah, do me a favor. You can't. Don't. I realize the trucks are. You say. Well, it should be crappy.
Yeah,
You
crappy
say-
trucks.
Yeah,
All right.
I had to dump the S-bomb. We can't use that on the air.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, when you throw these things in gear, sometimes it feels like it's in neutral, but it's not because it happened to me. So these things got 3D cameras all over. As soon as you
Now, he was driving a Penske rental or a lease truck. So, I guess when volume is heavy, sometimes you see FedEx driving the rental trucks versus the actual branded FedEx ground trucks. So what puts a guy into a Penske step van?
either the truck is broken down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because our volume is very low now. We're not getting the volume like we used to do because
Gotcha.
Amazon took over.
Oh, that's right. Amazon is doing their own deliveries. Yeah.
So yeah, we don't have that much volume now at all. So they're actually laying off people now because of these freights that are going around.
Gotcha.
now.
So you're saying maybe it wasn't his fault. What? But this is like a new truck. You're saying that even these new vans have trouble going into park?
Yeah, going to park. Yeah.
Really? All right, buddy. Hey, thanks, Anonymous. I appreciate you calling in.
Okay, no problem.
Here's another FedEx worker. Tony's in Tampa. Tony, hi. You're on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Hi.
Hey, MJ.
Hey.
Hey, I worked there for 30 years, just real brief. The pressure to go speed, and you're making good money, good benefits, blah blah blah.
Not like the UPS new contract, I'll tell you that.
Well, that's true.
Yep.
But back in '83 to 13, I worked. But the benefits and everything, and people, there's.
And also, you got to delineate between FedEx Ground, which is like a subcontractor for FedEx, and then FedEx Express. Those typically are FedEx employees, correct?
Right, and I was an express, so it was all about stops per hour. Get, go. Safety first. Well, yeah, okay, but get the stops off. So it was just a pressure, and the guy probably freaked, but you can't lose. If we did that, everything's preventable. You'd lose your job, and you're talking good benefits, good.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to this guy. I don't have the final disposition here, but the driver plowed into the mailboxes, left the scene.
Right.
The boss saw the damage to the truck when he got back to the yard and made the driver go back to say, hey, I'm the FedEx guy that just destroyed your mailboxes. So what do you think happened? Driver, first day on the job, apparently. What do you think happened to the guy?
Oh, I think he got terminated.
No.
They don't. I hate to say it, but you got everything's preventable. So he probably was trying to get out of his seat at the same time he was put in park.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the way it is. Some people handle it better than others, the intimidation, but it's all about speed and getting it done. But
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that. But I'm tired and I'm retired, so I'm out of there.
Gotcha, Tony. Thanks for the call, buddy. I appreciate you listening. So with the FedEx mailbox story in my neighborhood, I'm asking the question, what did you mess up on the first day on your job or, a new job that you had? what did you really botch up? Or maybe you witnessed somebody do something really bad new on the job. Brian is in Newport Richie. Hey, Brian, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hello.
Hey, good morning. How's it going?
Morning, Brian. Doing well.
Okay, good. So, yeah, I got a little story. It was my second day on the job, and I was doing landscaping at the subdivision, and they had me get this front-end loader and go out and get dirt to build these berms up.
Right.
And so I'm like, okay. So I went back, and I'm running this front-end loader, and I'm in the pile of dirt, and I'm tugging on something. I thought it was a root from the tree.
Right.
And I'm pulling on it. Next thing I know, I pull up all the wires, the electrical to the subdivision.
Oh,
Shut the whole power down to the subdivision. I'm like, oh, crap.
oh my
Oh,
God. You're
my
lucky you didn't
God.
get I mean, how many amp service would that have been? You're lucky you didn't get electrocuted.
Oh, I know. I think I was grounded on the dozer or whatever I was running, that big front end loader.
Did anyone train you on this front end loader, or they just threw you on it?
They just threw me on it.
They don't train you out there. No.
Were there any signs? You know those signs? Call 511 before you dig.
Wires buried.
No, there was nothing like that. This was back, years ago.
Right.
That's probably why they put those signs up after that.
Dude, you're lucky you're alive, man.
Yeah.
You hit a high voltage buried power vault, and you're here to call and tell us about it?
Yeah, it was amazing. I couldn't believe it. Everybody was pissed at me.
But hey, thanks, Brian. Appreciate it. Rick is in Tampa. Rick, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, how you doing, MJ?
Doing well. What's your story?
So I work for a local freight brokerage, and if you know anything about freight brokers, they're pretty brash. They're they do whatever they want, drink beer on Fridays sometimes at work. So we got these. It's like my second or third week. I'm starting to bond with the guys. Everyone's pretty cool. And there's some emails going back and forth, and they're all joking around. So out of nowhere, I just hit reply all and don't check to see who all is in the freaking email. And all I type is titty sprinkles with D's, not with C's. Titty sprinkles.
Okay, we heard you the first time.
All right,
Thank you.
I got it. All right.
All right, thank you. All right, how'd that job work out for you?
How long did you work there?
I worked there through the promotional period, like 3 months. I didn't get enough steady work to stay on the job, but it was a good job.
Gotcha. Thank you, Rick. Let me grab Eric in Plant City. Eric, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Yeah, MJ. I went out to Texas for a job and as a crude oil hauler, and they gave me training for about 3 days, and then they let me go by myself, and I didn't really do a good job, so I ended up spilling about 50 gallons of oil on the floor at a facility.
That's a pretty big cleanup.
Yeah, 50 gallons. It's a big drum. That's kind of a mess. Eric, thanks for the call. All right, 2 more here, and I'm going to move on. Skippy in Clearwater. Skippy, you're on the MJ. Is Skippy your real name, or is that just a fake radio call-in name?
That's an anonymous.
Okay, Skippy. All right,
Hey, Skippy.
go ahead.
It's an embarrassing story.
What happened?
First of all, the FedEx driver was fine. The world is so hard up for drivers right now. He'll just get something in his file and he'll be fine. But remember the drive-through milk stores called farm stores?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
We had one on Henderson, Manhattan actually. So
Manhattan.
actually, there was one. There was one on Henderson, closer to Dale Mabry. Then when Henderson turns into Manhattan, now it's the Dairy Joy bought the old one. Mm-hmm. But do you still have one on Beta Bay near MacDill? Yeah, the old farm stores, absolutely.
Yeah.
So we did our deliveries at night. So I was done making my delivery and went down the back alley of this plaza. Now, this is a tractor trailer. And there was a bunch of low wires that weren't supposed to be low.
Yep.
And I started taking down these wires.
Oh my gosh.
Transformers blowing everywhere. I can see people's power going out in their house.
But Skippy, that's not your
driving like I didn't know anything.
Skippy. That's not your fault.
I know. They're supposed to be 14 feet high.
Hang on. Bam! Oh, there's another one. Oh, my God. The power's going out. Oh, it's just taking them out.
Those transformers are blinding when they go off.
Oh, yeah. Listen, you've seen the sparks. They'll light up the sky.
Yeah.
You know, when you've got bad weather, I mean, we've all, I think, seen and witnessed that you've heard the explosion, the boom of a power transformer go. Or what was that deal? Was it over Christmas time where you had the crazy arcs and sparks that were rolling through some of the power lines locally?
Wasn't it? It was in St. Petersburg during like a bad rain event.
He was here in St. Pete, and it made like national news as like fire and sparks were like flying down the power lines. Anyway, hey, thanks for the call. All right, last one, Ed. Let's go to Ed in Riverview. Ed, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
We are well, Ed. Go ahead.
This is not a great story. It was like I was like 16. It was the first job I ever had. I needed it really bad. I convinced a general contractor to hire me as a carpenter assistant or something.
Right.
So he told me to go caulk some windows on this new construction job. And I started trying to hook up the gun and this and that, and I acted like I knew what I was doing, but I knew I did not.
Right.
So I tried to put it in the gun, and I can't get it to work. I put it down on the ground, and I try to step on it. And, I know you're supposed to poke a hole. I didn't know that. Pow! It hit me right in the eye.
Oh, my God.
So
you got a big caulk in the eye.
Like half a dozen guys are off the job trying to, like, tend to my eye. It was like they were going to call an ambulance, this, that, water. After about an hour or so of that, they said, listen, we appreciate your attempt. You got to go home now.
Yeah. Nothing like some 30-year caulk in your eye. Is that the last time you had some caulk in your eye?
It got in my eye, but I got it all out. It was, it was one of those embarrassing things, and I ended up for the rest of my life doing sales and finance.
There you go, Ed. Thanks, Ed. Have a good weekend, buddy.
You too. Thank you.
I'm just thinking of that caulk bit on Saturday Night Live years ago. Remember that?
Yes.
Remember the caulk bit?
Yes. So, my old man.
That's it. Enough calls on that, Andrew. I got to move on.
My dad was probably late teen. He got a job at like a delivery company.
Right.
And one of the trucks were all stick shift back then. And he was just loading the trucks at that time. Second day on the job, first day on the job, one of the trucks needed a jump. So they start one truck and they jump the other truck. And they tell my dad to get into the original truck and back it up. He's never driven a stick shift before. So the mechanic or the guy who jumps us in between the two trucks.
Right.
My old man puts his foot on the clutch and puts it in first, and the two trucks smash. And he broke the legs of the guy.
Are you kidding me? It's like a mafia move or something. Holy crap.
I know, it's awful. I hate to end on such a sad note. The guy broke both his knees.
Kneecap the guy.
My dad gets out of the car. The other guy's backing up. Never went back to that job.